Hey, what's good, everybody? Happy Monday. Hope you had a great weekend. We are back. The markets are strong, off to a very, very good start. Oh, man, I usually hate the weekends because there's nothing to do. I can't do anything, right? The markets are closed. I can't help anybody. But no, it was a good weekend. I got to take a little break. Did some fishing, which if you follow our Funny Money podcast there, you know kind of how that went. But did some fishing, and we also took a day off and just kind of had a good day with the little one. Went to the beach, enjoyed that Florida weather. But a little housekeeping before we get started. Remember to watch our Funny Money podcast. We also videotape it, put it on YouTube if it's something you want to listen to. We are doing something called Stock Madness. I believe today was the first day. We're actually going to record in a little bit how our stock picks did for the Stock Madness. And I'll give you a hint. One of them is not off to a good start for me. So my pairing, we're pairing them just like they do in the March Madness. One of them is already almost out of the competition, but that's okay because the other pick was just was good. And so just stay tuned for that. We're having fun with that one. We've already done 2 episodes. Be sure to check it out. If you're not a client of Jazz Wealth, this is just a daily update that we do for our clients. Talk about the stock market, how things are going. Should you be concerned? Should you be excited? What should you do? If you're not a client of Jazz Wealth, give us a shot. Check us out at jazzwealth.com. We make the whole process so simple. We actually made the application process even easier, asking you only what we need to get your account open. No crazy big words around here. If you're looking to start a Roth IRA, transfer or roll over a 401k, it's pretty simple. We'll make it easy on you, and I'll be happy to speak with every single one of you. I always get that from people. They're shocked that I'm the one that calls, but I'm making the videos. I like you to think that I'm the only one here and that I am your dedicated advisor. I love it. And speaking of loving it, let's go over to the markets. We've got the stock market higher today, nearly erasing all of its losses from the past couple weeks. Let's go over to the, that's the Dow. Let's go to the S&P first. So the S&P, you could see, finished up the day. Actually, the S&P finished up 32. And what happened is this is the start of that big volatile down move. This day here, that was your biggest 1-point drop ever in history, but you can see how we've already recovered almost all of it, 80% to be exact. The S&P doing quite well, but not as well as the Nasdaq. The Nasdaq has officially recovered all of its declines from that wild week and is almost back to all-time highs. So incredible, a gain of 84 there for the Nasdaq. That was your strongest market of the day. Why were the markets higher today? You don't even need to ask me. You guys know, if you're clients of Jazz Wealth or you're watching these videos, we had the financial stocks and we had your semiconductor or your tech stocks. Those 2 things started off the day very strong, and you know right away the market's going to be strong today. You just kind of enjoy it. Whoa, what a bad hair day, huh? I've certainly done better with the hair. Anyways, we take a look at the Dow. The Dow's on a similar position. It was almost up 400. It finished up the day 397, almost up 400. But it too is also recovering most of its gains, almost to the 80% mark. So looking pretty good there. If you are invested for the long term, hey, things are starting to get better. Whatever you saw pull back in your accounts is starting to recover, almost all of it. So let's take a look. In the S&P today, you had Hewlett-Packard. There we go. Hewlett-Packard up another 6% today. So they had earnings the other day, remember, did well, kind of sort of shockingly did well. And JP Morgan came out today. They upgraded the stock. They said the valuation of this company at the moment looks attractive. And so the stock shot up another 6%. That was your leader in the S&P. Let's just double check that real quick, because I know there was some movement at the end of the day. Almost. Qualcomm almost beat out HP. Qualcomm, if you're following this, there's a buyout. There's a whole very, very interesting yet very complicated process about Broadcom, Qualcomm, and the other one's leaving me right now. The other company. You guys tell me. You'll let me know. But anyways, so there's this back and forth, and you should bid more, and we're not worth that much, and we want you to pay more, blah, blah, blah. Today was a strong day for Qualcomm. I didn't get into the news. I'm just not interested in these companies buying each other, but know that that's the tech space. So that helps support your tech space today. Qualcomm adding 6%, very close to being your second best, or your first best performer in the S&P. Let's take a look over here at some other stocks that you might be looking at. Mattel was one of the big losers in the S&P. Hint, hint. Hint, hint. Stay tuned later. We'll talk about that one. Mattel was down 3% today. News-driven stock, and I've said that in a couple other things that we've done. News-driven stock, and basically Jefferies downgraded them today and said even any upside potential is already priced in. Basically all they're saying is if the company magically turned around tomorrow, investors have already priced the stock accordingly and it wouldn't be worth any more. That's his opinion. We'll see what happens. What's the matter with the color on this video? This whole thing's a mess today. I think the camera's got a case of the Mondays because I look like I'm all washed out. Anyways, that has nothing to do with this. Let's keep going. Berkshire Hathaway, that was your dominant news sort of the day. Berkshire Hathaway, they put out an annual letter, and in that annual letter, Warren Buffett and Charlie Munger, they write basically what they've done, what they hope to do. Come to find out, they've got $116 billion, which really isn't the new news. We knew they raised some money after seeing their 13F, but the real news is that the way Warren Buffett made comments here, he said that he would not be opposed to putting that money to work. They're actually excited to put the money to work, but he wouldn't be opposed to airlines. And he also said that stocks over the long term will outperform. This guy's a genius, right? He knows that when the markets go down, as long as you're invested correctly, you don't lose all your money, you buy. It's more of a discount. He also knows when the markets go up, he looks like a hero. So basically he's saying even right now with this market where it's at $116 billion, he's willing to put it to work. Investors went crazy all day trying to figure out where would he spend his money. I heard Southwest Airlines, that's LUV, that's the symbol, that was up 2%. Then he said he wouldn't discount owning airlines. American Airlines up 3%. Delta Airlines up 2%, United Airlines up 2.5%, all because one guy said he's got a boatload of cash and he's willing to put it to work. So very interesting. Expect that to be the dominant news going forward. The Federal Reserve, let's take a look at some of the bonds today. So basically pretty flat. Here's the deal. Though the markets were higher today, it was on lighter than average volume. Can you see that down there at the bottom? You see how these gray bars represent the average volume. Of course, there was a lot of volume the other day when the markets had their worst drop, right? We get that. Over here today, they were higher, but low volume. That's because tomorrow you've got the new Fed chairman. He's going to be actually coming out giving his first speech, and that's all anybody's going to talk about. That's it. They're just going to focus on that. The president can do whatever he wants tomorrow as far as financial media is concerned. The president can do whatever he wants. Anybody else can do whatever they want. The focus is going to be on what this guy says. Is he going to continue with what Janet Yellen has been doing, or is he going to completely change his mind, do something completely different? So that will be a focus. Because of that, volume was light today. Very, very light. Okay, finally in the news, I cannot believe that this happens. MetLife. MetLife. I don't even know where to start. So this is not new news. Today we just got an update. So MetLife says, you know what? We lost track of 13,500 of our clients' pensions. We didn't pay them. We have no idea who they are. We don't even know where the money's at. How incredible is that? Now, they've been kind of looking into this. They are making headway trying to figure out who these people are, but 2 out of every 100 clients, they don't even know what they owe them. I mean, it's that bad. So today a guy stepped down. One of the heads of those departments stepped down. The news today was that the state and the federal prosecutors, everybody's getting involved in this thing. All the regulators getting involved trying to figure out what's going on. Can you believe that in this day and age, they lost track of pensions, like who they're supposed to pay? What's the real story there? Come on, that doesn't seem like that should be possible. The point and the moral of the story is keep control of your own money. Don't invest in stuff where somebody else is responsible for paying you the money. So like we do here at Jazz Wealth, our clients keep their money and we tell them up front, your money's at Folio. That's who we're working with. That's our partner. Your money's insured there. If you can't get a hold of me, you can get a hold of them. If they go out of business, your money's insured. You just get paid back. So I can't believe that this would still happen. And honestly, I'm not shocked that the stock isn't even further down. But they're working on it, and so we'll see what happens there. I don't want to bash them while they're down, but that's ridiculous, guys. Come on. Meanwhile, earnings this week, the focus is going to be on retail. That could be the market mover. Once tomorrow gets out of the way with the new Fed chairman, let everybody digest what he says. Literally, I promise you, tomorrow you will see in the headlines, people literally trying to figure out if this meant something different than what Janet Yellen said. They will analyze every breath he takes, every word that comes out of his mouth, and the tone of how he says each word. I promise you, it's sort of funny. To give you a little history, when Janet Yellen gave her first speech, it was exactly the same. I was getting a haircut at the time, and I remember hearing these people say the way she said movement was different. The key word was movement. So, look, it's one day. Who cares? He's going to give a speech. But after that, retail is going to be announcing earnings. That could kind of guide us for the rest of the week. Hopefully it's good. Seems like everybody's got some money. They're out there spending that money. So we will we'll keep you posted there. So that's all I got for you. We're going to take a break here. We're going to record the funny money. We're going to talk about those stock picks that we have there. It's going to be interesting. That's all I have to say. If you have a moment, tune in. We'll put the video up here later tonight. I wish you guys well. Have a great Monday. We'll talk to you again on Tuesday.